everyone is doing well tonight. We're ready to rock. It's Monday night. You guys know what that means. And yeah, we're gonna talk about a couple different things. We're gonna talk about a couple different things, and also some stuff that you guys might have as questions, different news that I wanted to touch upon, and also talking about upcoming horror for this year in 2024. What you guys and myself, what we're all looking forward towards, what we might have issues with, questions about, concerns about. It's a lot of stuff, man. It's a lot of stuff. But I do think 2024 could be a really good year for horror. I really, really do. And yeah, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Real quick in the chat, what's going on, Dan? Good to see you. All right. Hit that thumbs up button. I love it. There you go. What's up, Melissa? Good to see you as well. Neil in the chat. What's up, guys? Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Hope you're doing well. All right. So I want to start off with one of the movies that I'm really curious about for this year coming up. And when I say curious, you know, I don't know if it means that I'm thinking this is going to be a home run, or I'm just hoping that it won't be a total like cluster. You know what I'm saying? But you guys know I'm a big fan of The Strangers, and I think that the sequel, Pray at Night, was really, really good too. In some ways, a little bit more enjoyable, a lot different, right? Because now you don't have everything taking place in that one location, which there's some good things about it. There's some things that, you know, takes away some of the tension. But I'm really curious about this new iteration for The Strangers, and having Rennie Harlin as the director, I think is a good thing. You know, I've enjoyed his work over the years. Obviously, a lot of people know him from, you know, Die Hard 2, Nightmare on Elm Street 4. I mean, he's done some good stuff. He really, really has. And I think that his style, he has like a really good visual style. And I think that could be a really cool thing to marry with this franchise. I will say this, and I've talked about this before. I was really shocked that from what it appears to be, it's going to be a trilogy, but it's going to kind of retell the original movie and then move from there. So I don't know, man. I'm a little curious about that. I don't know how to work, but obviously they have a game plan. So let me just jump into the chat too. Lars is in the chat. What's going on, Lars? Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. We're just chilling out, you know, vibing. I'm gonna talk about The Strangers, Terrifier, Scream, Maxine, all that stuff. Neil saying I'm looking forward for a 4K release for The Beyond from Grindhouse releasing, so I can have the whole trilogy. Yeah, that's cool, man. So you don't have the whole trilogy. I'm assuming that that's the last piece that you need. Man, The Beyond is so awesome, I tell you. And Neil, you know how much we love it here. Myself, especially. I really wish that it could get the love that it truly deserves. I think it deserves so much more love than it gets. I know it's an older movie, but I mean, we talk about a lot of older movies that have a lot more shine on them. But The Beyond is like, it's like a fever dream. You know, the whole movie is just so crazy. When I first saw The Beyond, when I was finished, I was like, what did I just see? I don't know what happened. I was like on this trip, but it was fun. It was a fun trip. And those types of movies, they stick with you. Like, they really, really do. I mean, some of the visuals in that movie are still top tier, still. But anyways, Fulci, I mean, what do you expect? But I enjoy the whole trilogy. Neil, let me know if you have a favorite from the trilogy, you know, because I know some folks, a lot of folks will go with The Beyond, but I love City of the Living Dead, and I love House by the Cemetery too. So yeah. Gina, what's going on? Saying just popping in for a few. I'm not feeling well. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh my gosh. I hope you feel better soon. Wow, keep getting hot and cold. So snuggled with Ziggy in bed. Jake said to say hi, night, in chat. Tell Jake I said hi too, Gina. Thank you so much. I hope you feel better. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Eric, what's up, bro? What's up, San? I jump in and we're talking Rennie Harlan, Cliffhanger for the win. Yeah, Cliffhanger. Yeah, bro. Cliffhanger, definitely an awesome film. That's one of my, I mean, outside of the big, you know, films, that's one of my favorite Stallone films. I love that movie so much. I remember when it was first coming out, just the promotion for it was just so cool, you know. And I love visuals like that. I love you guys. Let me know. I mean, you guys know we talk a lot of horror, but it's no secret that one of my other loves, maybe just as much, if not more, is action. Um, and Stallone, one of my favorite actors ever. But you guys let me know if you like movies that take place out in nature. I love movies like that, whether we're talking about Cliffhanger or Vertical Limit or The Edge with Anthony Hopkins. I love movies like that. The Gray with Liam Neeson. That's a great one. If you guys haven't seen that. The Ghost in the Darkness, Val Kilmer and Michael Douglas. I mean, these are films that they have a different type of terror that's involved, right? Because it's usually the terror against nature. And I love those types of films. It's probably why Friday the 13th is my favorite horror franchise. I'm all about outside in nature and stuff like that. I never really made that connection before, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Neil saying, yes, I have House by the Cemetery and City of Living Dead in 4K already. Yeah, man. I got to get them on 4K too, bro. I really, really do. I mean, I've got the Blu-rays and stuff, but I got to get them on 4K. It's that time. I got to step up, Neil. I got to step up, bro. Hey, what is up? Jamie is in the chat. What's up, Jamie? Good to see you. And in case you have no idea some of the talents that Jamie has, let me just play an oldie clip, an oldie but goodie clip of Jamie, and then you'll get a sense. That's probably not loud enough. God. Oh my God.
Has always been a little off. I mean, he doesn't wear pants. That is hardcore as fuck.
There you go. Hope you're doing well, Jamie. We're just chilling. We're just chilling out, having some fun. You know how we do this thing. Let's see. Eric saying all I remember about The Beyond is the downer ending and the spider attack. Yeah, the spider attack. It's been decades since I've seen it. Yeah, bro. We had talked about that, Eric. You got to check that out, man. Seriously, that's homework. You got to check it out. I mean, man, I'm already thinking that could be a good one for the Battle World series. It's so freaky, but it's good. It's good. What's up, Jeff? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for dropping in. Thank you. Neil saying The Beyond is my favorite because of the ending. Bro, it's one of the most downer endings of all time. Seriously. I mean, and there's others I can think of, but that one, it was just I don't want to ruin it for you guys that haven't seen it. I know a lot of you guys have not seen The Beyond from Lucio Fulci. You got to check it out. But it was such a bummer. It really, really was. Hey, we got a super chat coming in. That is awesome. Hollywood guy, what's up, man? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. Saying, hello, Night. I have a question for you. If the new Strangers movie explains the antagonist, do you think it takes away from the allure? That's a good question. Wow. Now, that is a really good question. You know what? I haven't even addressed that or talked about that. So thank you so much for that question, man. That's a really good one. I think it's all about how it's done. I have a feeling, and you guys let me know what you think. And I know some of you guys may not be, big into the Strangers, and some of you guys may. I will say this. I recommend both of the original movies. We've talked about them here on Slasher Movie Club. Check them out. I think it's some really good stuff in there. But to answer your question, I think that it probably will have some explanation. I get that sense. There's going to be some explanation that they give to the Strangers. And it may not be a lot, But think about this. In part 2, we got to see faces, right? So they were unmasked. So we got to see faces. So I think it's just going to be a natural progression to get some type of backstory or explanation, or, you know, some type of hint or wink. I think we will see that in these upcoming movies. Now, do I think it takes it away from the allure? I think it could. I think it's going to be a really fine line. Like, it's going to be a huge task, because I don't think they should give away everything. I don't want to know everything. And I don't know, it could make or break it for me personally. You know, let me know what you think, Hollywood Guy, and anyone else. It could make or break it, because when you know too much about the antagonist, when you know too much about the villain, all of a sudden it becomes so much more understandable. The fear is taken away a little bit, you know. And that's why I think when you have characters that have had movies where they're explaining a ton of shit, a lot of times you go into some trouble. You get into some trouble when they're explaining backstories, and all of a sudden these villains have these huge, you know, reasons for why they're doing what they're doing, and it's related to generations from the past and this and that. I mean, I could name a ton of reasons or a ton of examples, you know, of don't explain too much. You know, you really, it's tough. It's really tough. I will say this though, if we have any hope, if they do it, I think they will do some explanation, but I don't know that for sure. But if they do, all we can do is hope. And if we have any hope, that'll give us some faith. Let's say faith. I would take a look at Saw X, you know, because in the Saw franchise, and it's a different type of franchise, but we did get explanation of things, and Saw X went even further into explanation. Fortunately, they had an amazing actor in Tobin Bell that could carry us through that. But anyways, long-winded answer, Hollywood Guy, but it was a great question, and thank you so much for that super chat. It really is awesome. So guys, let's start this thing off with a clip. And Hollywood Guy, and for you guys here, you know, sometimes, you know, when you're having fun with friends, unexpected things will happen. And then when those things happen to you, you might find yourself showing some of your true colors. And all I got to say is this: sometimes those true colors, they're not very manly.
Help! We got officers down! Yeah. Now listen!
All right, Hollywood Guy, thank you so much. Seriously, you're all right. Jamie saying my favorite Rennie Harlan is The Long Kiss Goodnight. I love that movie, Jamie C. That's why no regrets. We're right there. First of all, Samuel Jackson, I don't even need to say anything, but he was great in that film. Gina Davis, in my opinion, is just outstanding. You know, that movie was so good. I feel so bad that they couldn't have done more with those characters, because they were so good together. The chemistry, it was a really fun action film from back in the day, you know. Really enjoyed that one. Good call. Julie is in the chat. What's up? Good to see you, Julie. Hope you're doing well. Hollywood Guy saying I love that one. And The Ghost in the Darkness. Yeah, it's great. It's great. Check that out. If you guys haven't seen that, like I said, I know we talk horror all the time, and we will. We will, but there's a lot of other movies, and especially some of it that's kind of horror adjacent. Like I said, Man Against Nature, I mean, that's horrific in and of itself, and there's a lot of great movies of that ilk. Neil saying I saw The Gray in the theater and really liked it. I love it. I'm a huge fan of Liam Neeson. It's a great film, man. I'm serious, man. If you ever want a film, you want to feel cold, and you want to be scared to shit of wolves, that's your movie. Oh my God. Lars, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, just representing a little bit. Much appreciated. We got Philip in the chat too. What's going on, Philip? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And I haven't mentioned it yet, but please, if you have not hit the like button yet, please do. And Julie or Jamie or someone, if you could let me know how many likes we got, that'd be great. And that's right, Jamie can sing. She can. She can. Oh my God. And we got Dark Crisis in the chat. What's up? Saying thanks to the person who gifted me a membership. Dark Crisis, I'm going to be honest with you. I can't remember who did, but we've had a lot of generous gifting, especially, well, for a long time, to be honest with you. But in the last couple of days, last week or two, we've had some amazing gifting from our good friend JT from Sinister Artworks, Sarah Campbell, my good friend Steven from Craven Something Scary, and we were able to give some memberships too, which was really cool. I was really happy that we could do that. But welcome to the membership, the Inner Circle, and we are planning to have our our weekly, or sometimes it's bi-weekly, watch party this Sunday. So hopefully you keep an eye on the community tab, because I'm going to be asking members specifically what movie that they would like to watch, and we're going to have some fun. Eric saying, I enjoy both Strangers movies and I prefer Pray at Night. That's fair enough, man. I think Pray at Night is maybe more rewatchable. It's more fun. It's definitely more fun, because you've got more that's going on, different locations, and kind of the back and forth. The soundtrack is fantastic. It's fantastic. What's up, Anthony? Saying the original Strangers, you're not supposed to know who they are. That's right. Yeah. And that's going to be the interesting thing about what is going to happen if they reveal stuff, and the why. Jamie saying, personally, I'm very interested in finding out why the Strangers are so vicious. Well, see, that's the thing, Jamie. I think if it's done correctly, there could be some interesting things going on. This could be something to really extend the franchise, because as it stands, you don't really, don't get me wrong, both of the first movies I enjoy, you know what I mean? But the Strangers are just kind of there. There's no, at least for me, there's no big connection. I think they look cool and the kills are cool, and it's a scary scenario. But yeah, finding out some things could really give you some more investment, right? Which will be good for the franchise. But I just hope they can do it the right way, if they do it. Julie saying, I wanted to enjoy Pray at Night so badly, but I found myself extremely disappointed. Ooh, okay. All right. Well, that's fair enough. I've heard some people say they weren't big fans of it either. Yeah. Neil, you got to check it out, bro. Check it out. We got another super chat coming in from Jeff. Jeff, thank you so much. 20. Wow, it's a $20 super chat, man. Thank you so much. Seriously. Wow. I appreciate that. It really helps out, helps the channel. It keeps us going, man. It keeps us going, doing a lot of different content. And by the way, tomorrow is going to be a busy day on the channel. I've got a new video I'm going to be dropping at my usual time, right before noon Eastern Standard Time. And then tomorrow night, Battle World. Tomorrow night is going to be so much fun, man. But Jeff saying, old show that you were talking about home invasion movies. And I wanted to thank you. One of the movies I had never heard of that I just put on my wish list on Amazon is The Inside. So I'm definitely going to check it out. Okay, all right. So yeah, that was a fun stream when we were talking about our top home invasion movies. And it was a really fun stream. We had some great picks. I'm glad you enjoyed it. That's for all. Listen, let me just say this, guys. It makes sense. I'm not going to, skirt around it, but it's awesome when you hear someone say, hey man, I went back and checked out some of your older streams, and I got something out of it, whether it was knowledge, entertainment, it helped you through a moment during the day or whatever. So Jeff, thank you so much. That's awesome. And Inside is a really intense movie. I think it's amazing. We all do here. Coriander's a big fan of it as well. I think you're going to enjoy it. I really, really do. It's intense, though. I just want to say it's really intense. We did do a specific stream on it on its own for Slasher Movie Club. It's intense, but I do think that you'll enjoy it. Brother, let me just say thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. So let's do a super chat for you. And sometimes when you need advice in life, you wonder who you can turn to. Well, for me, there's one person that always comes to my mind, and this is who it is.
But listen up now. This is serious. When you're tempted to do something wrong, even if the reasons are good, think twice. Because you never know how things will turn out. You might be getting yourself and everybody else into a whole lot of trouble. Do what's right, and you can't go wrong. Take it from me, Mr. T.
There it is, man. It doesn't get any better than that. It really doesn't. Jeff, you're all right. Thank you so much, man. Seriously, I appreciate it. Let's see. Eric saying, is this Strangers trilogy a prequel or an all-out new reboot? I haven't read up on it. From what I understand, Eric, the first movie is kind of like a reboot. It's going to be an original. Well, it's going to retell the story of the original Strangers movie. I know it sounds really, really friggin' weird. The only thing that makes sense to me about it is that from that movie, the trilogy, the story will continue. So it's going to be a trilogy. In other words, what if we had gotten a sequel to the Liv Tyler Strangers? If we had 2 sequels to that, that's basically what they're doing here. So I guess in a way it makes sense. It's kind of odd because those movies aren't that old, in my opinion. That's just me. But that's what I've heard, and that's what it looks like. So the first movie is basically like a remake of sorts, and then the other 2 movies are going to angle off of that first film. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. But I'm excited about it, man, because it's just, look, I've said this many times before, and you guys know on this channel we talk about a lot of different movies, and when it comes to horror, we definitely pay respect to the OGs and the classics and the big franchises, the legacy stuff, and that's great. But it's nice to talk about other films too. Now, that doesn't always equate to an audience and what they want to talk about, but it's nice to be talking about other stuff. So I'm excited for it just because of the possibility that it could be good or maybe even great. Rennie Harlin is a great director, so I've got high hopes. What's up, Cody? Saying, hey, Night in chat. If they ever do another Halloween movie or show, they better not make him talk. Yeah, you know it. Oof. Please don't. Jamie saying, help me understand, why is an origin story okay for a superhero but not for a horror character? It's just as interesting and probably a good story. Well, I think, and that's a good question, Jamie. I think because superhero movies, stem from the comic books, right? So it's a different type of medium, in my opinion. It depends for horror. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are some movies where you do get origin stories or you get their backstory and it works. A good example is Candyman, right? We know exactly what happened to Daniel Robitaille before he became Candyman. They tell it in the first movie. So we get the origin story and we see what he is in the present day of that movie. So that works. You know what I mean? Now, where you could get into trouble is if in the sequels, which they did play around with the mythology a little bit, but just as an example, let's say they had done a sequel where they go into that backstory and then they add all this other stuff. I think that's what makes it, at least for me, that's where it starts to be a little bit like, I don't know, I'm not feeling this, right? But I agree with you. It could be just as interesting as a comic book, as a superhero movie. It could, if it's done right. Some superhero origin stories fall flat as well, and some of that could be because of the comic book, or sometimes it could be because of the movie. So it's an interesting question, no doubt at all. Trevi's in the chat. What's going on? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the chat. All right. And Julie's saying it doesn't go for everything to Jamie, but I feel like it perhaps sometimes diminishes the fear factor. It's a good point. The fear factor is huge, especially when you're talking about slasher films, right? Especially with slasher films. and especially if the slasher is not supernatural. So yeah. All right. Let me see. I know I'm way behind. I'm going to try to get to everyone's comment, but I probably won't. I'm going to try though. Let's see. Julie coming in with a good example. However, Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning from 06 was terrifying, even with the backstory. 06 doesn't get any love, man. It's nice to see that. It's funny too, because, and I wanted to pose this to you guys, because I've done I do a lot of polls. I do a poll almost every single day. Hopefully you guys check those out. But I did a poll where I asked about underrated films, and I had TCM in there at the beginning. I can't remember how the percentages played out, but maybe I'll reference that in a few minutes. I want to get to some of these polls that I've done, because some of them are, wow, telling you, it's crazy. Let's see, what else do we have? Hey, we got Ginger Ninja. What's up, man? Good to see you. All right. Philip says we got 16 likes. All right. Let's see if we can get that up there. Come on, let's go, guys. Yeah, I know, Neil. People been giving out memberships like Oprah. Well, you know what? I'm gonna say this, and what's really, really cool. And Neil, you know this. I mean, you've been doing this for a long time too. What's really cool about that and just this community in general is that it, for me anyways, as the host, it just shows that the community is so kind that they can be that cool with each other, and I think that's awesome, that people not only believe in the community and the channel and the content, but they want others to have that gift. That's so cool, Hey, Paula, what's going on? Good to see you. And speaking of which, Gina's gifting a membership. Neil just said that. Gina, thank you so much. Gina, and you know this, I think you were there. We were just talking about you the other night. I believe it was Friday night, but also on Steven's stream. Gina's just a great example of someone who was gifted memberships, a few times, and then was able to start gifting her own memberships out, which was really, really cool. And we appreciate that. It helps to build the community. It helps to give other people the opportunity to be a little bit more involved in the channel and get to do exclusive things. So thank you so much. We appreciate you, Gina. Seriously. It looks like Lars was gifted the membership. All right. Very, very cool. Awesome stuff. Awesome. Gina, you're all right. Seriously. We appreciate you. And she gifted another membership. Oh man, seriously, I get speechless about it sometimes. And Gina's one of those people. I see her in the comments all the time on a lot of older videos and streams, and that's really cool too. Seriously, Gina, thank you so much, and welcome to Jinzo. Jinzo's back in the fold, so you guys definitely give Gina a shout out. She's awesome. Yeah. Jamie saying, I just think if someone wants to make an origin story and people start bashing it before even seeing what the writer and director have to say, we're being unfair and limiting ourselves. That is true. That is very true. I think it depends on the type of person you are. Like when I say it, I mean it in general, but I do know that there are some stories, like I said, like with a Saw, I totally enjoyed getting the backstory. And it was done so effectively. But for me, even though that's my preference, I'm still going to go into a movie, open-minded. And I think that's a good thing for all of us. We have a lot of people, even some people in our community. It could be even some of you guys right now. I'm looking at you, that when we've talked about some movies and people say, oh, I don't know if I want to see that. And then I've had people say, oh, I watched it and it was really good. So you got to have an open mind. That's one thing I've learned over the course of doing YouTube, is that you just never, ever know. I've always enjoyed watching new movies and being surprised about new things. But even myself, I limited, myself sometimes. And through doing YouTube, I've learned to be a lot more open-minded, a lot more. And it's great because I've seen a lot of great things because of it. Ginger Ninja saying, I love the OG The Strangers didn't get into the sequel as much, but it was watchable. Not as intense as the OG. I agree. Well, yeah, overall, no, it's not as intense. That is very true. But it did have some intense moments. It really did. And I thought that there were some great scenes in it, man. When Christina Hendricks got, what happened to her family. I don't want to ruin it, but anyways, it was some intense stuff, man. All right. Jeff saying some things for me needs to be left for mystery, in my opinion. Like, for example, Michael Myers, I don't want to know why he's evil. He just is. Yeah, Michael's a great example. Don't try to explain him. Don't. Because chances are you're not going to be able to do something that's effective as a whole. Now, the other thing about Halloween is such a long-standing franchise. You got so many different sectors of fans. Some fans like this, some fans like that, some fans like this. You're never going to satisfy everybody. All you can do is hope that you do a really effective job, kind of like what Jamie was saying earlier. But I think the key to a character specifically like Michael is that we don't know, and that's what was shown in that first movie. I think a lot of times franchises, and I'm talking about franchises, not standalone movies, but I think sometimes franchises, especially if they go on for a while, they get to that point where they run out of ideas and they try to explain backstories, and that's when you get into trouble. You get into trouble, man. Dan saying, I say by the third movie, give us some insight into who they are. Also, how do they recruit people? I wouldn't mind seeing that, some insight. Yeah. As long as we don't have them taking off their masks and sitting down for an interview, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Eric, you are speaking the truth. Let me just say this too. Just the other night on the Watchers Live. And by the way, Friday nights, guys, if you're around, we've been having so much fun, man. Just this whole panel concept and having fun with you guys in the chat. But we referenced this movie. Eric saying a great home invasion movie is from Mike Flanagan, and it's called Hush. Hush is fantastic, guys, and nobody, at least nobody that I know of, talks about it. I don't talk about it, which, I really got to rectify that. It's a great movie, but you guys do know that we love Mike Flanagan here. Absolutely underrated as a genius director. I just love his work. Hush is great. It's great. And if you're a fan of Halloween, or if you're a fan of a movie with a lot of tension, like the atmosphere is really thick, it's a movie you're gonna love. Yep. Let's see. Yeah. Yep. Dark Crisis saying, I just watched Night Swim last night. I didn't like it. That's interesting because I've heard mixed stuff. I haven't seen it yet. Actually, I was hoping to have seen it this weekend, but I didn't because I just want to see what's up, right? But I've heard mixed reviews. Ooh, it looks like Julie has as well. I've heard nothing good of it. Wow. All right. Yeah. Hey, we got Val in the chat. All right. What's going on, Val? Good to see you. That's right. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Jamie. Treat your mother right. Jamie, are you just singing it in your head? That's awesome. Ginger Ninja, you need to see it. You really do. Hey, look at this, man. We got Heroic Waffles in the chat. What's up, bro? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope life is going well, and I hope that you're enjoying the new year, man. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Julie saying Hush is very good, but I believe it was taken off of Netflix and has no physical release. As far as I know, it does not, which is a crime. It's a crime. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's great. Let's see. Julie, thank you for reminding people. We got 20 likes. Please hit the like button. That would be awesome. This was actually, at first I didn't know if I was going to be doing the stream tonight. And I said, well, you know what? Let me just jump on. Let's just hang out. Let's just hang out, guys. So, let's see. We got Hollywood Guy coming in with another super chat. All right. Thank you so much. $2 super chat. Saying, Knight, are you a fan of Darkman? with Liam Neeson? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Dark Man, to me, first of all, I'm a Liam Neeson fan, so I've already said that. I mean, I love his work. I mean, and it's such a great variety too. But Dark Man, I remember seeing that as a kid, and nostalgia always plays a role, right, in what we like. And the same goes for movies. But I remember seeing that as a kid, and I was just I don't want to say the word infatuated, but it was just one of those movies that had such a strong impression on me for quite a while. This was kind of a different take on a hero, a would-be hero, right? But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Dark Man. I love that movie. I haven't seen it. I probably haven't seen it in probably about 5 years, so I gotta revisit it. So you just reminded me. I gotta revisit it because I haven't seen it in a little while. So look, Hollywood guy, thank you so much. I appreciate the support. It really, really makes a difference. And look, let's do this. We saw some things in the chat that make me remember of something really fun. So let's do this. Here we go.
Treat her right, treat your mother right. Treat her right, treat her right. Treat her right, treat your mother right. Treat her right, treat her right.
M is for the moan and the miserable groan from the pain that you felt when I was born.
Yeah. It never ever gets old. I'm telling you guys, I'm never gonna get rid of that clip. Hollywood guy, thank you so much. Definitely appreciate it. Eric, dude, come on, bro. I'd rather hear Michael talk than to see him cry. Eric, you know I love you, man. You know I love you. But seriously, this is what I think of that. Oh my god, I didn't want to see him cry either, though. Look at Neil. He's like, facts. Oh my god, that's great. Oh my goodness. Jeff saying, I think when it comes to origin stories, it depends on the character. I mean, with Jason, oh god, here we go. We know his origins doesn't affect that much. I don't want to know about Michael. Yeah, except, and Eric's gonna love this, except if you start doing some weird shit, talking about magical daggers and sisters that we didn't know about, and I'm ragging on Jason Goes to Hell, but it just has to be executed correctly. That's all, and I think that's true for any. I mean, hell, man, if they wanted to start getting into more of a backstory of Michael, I think that if it's, and this is no knock on Rob Zombie, you guys know, my connection to all of that. There's some good stuff in it. There's some stuff that I didn't think worked as well. But if they told a backstory of Michael that was, it told you backstory, but it still worked with that original mythology, that original rhythm from Carpenter. All right, if that makes any sense to you guys. Rob Zombie kind of did his own thing with 2007, right? And that's fine because he's his own director. But if you had someone doing a backstory, like for instance, here's a great example, like in Halloween Kills, the recreation scene, which I think is fantastic. You guys know that. I know some people, Halloween Kills is the worst thing of all time. Okay, fine. But that recreation scene was awesome. And what was cool about it is we did get a little bit of backstory into Michael when they were talking about him as a kid, right? They didn't show him, as a kid doing this stuff. They were talking about him. So I think that was an effective way to get some backstory and origin. Of course, it wasn't that much that they gave us, so maybe it's not a great example, but I just want to give you guys a sense of what I mean. When you do it like that and it's effective, yet there's still mystery to it, because the one officer was telling Frank, yeah, he used to stare out of his sister's window, and he's a quiet guy, my mom used to babysit him, or whatever they were saying. I can't remember. And Frank's like, oh really? That was all they gave, but it was some backstory. I think that can be really well done for a character that shouldn't get a lot of backstory like Michael. you know. Let's see. I want to catch up to you guys. I know I'm way behind. Let's see. Now, Neil, this is curious, Neil, because tomorrow night, bro, we have got a battle. I'm talking Leatherface and Jason Voorhees, bro. He's saying I've liked all the TCM films to some degree, but I have to dig deep for a few of them. Yeah, and Neil, I agree with you. I've enjoyed all of them to some degree. I mean, obviously some are not great, right? I'd be curious though, Neil, what's your least favorite? What's your least favorite? Because that's actually something that I've been planning to do. It's kind of been on my list to talk about because it's such a long-standing franchise, right? We do that for Halloween and Friday 13th. Why not for TCM? Jennifer, what's up, Jennifer? Awesome to see you. Saying just got home from work. So happy to see the fam is streaming. I'm happy too. Like I said, I was I wasn't 100% sure. I had just put the stream up. I think last night is when I kind of made that final decision. So, yeah. But I'm glad to be doing it too. It's good to be hanging out with you guys. We've been having a good conversation so far. It's been awesome. It seems like you guys are enjoying it, so that's always what it's about ultimately. DJ, what's up? What's up? Good morning, or is it evening? Hope you all have a great day. Night. There you go. Thank you so much. No doubt, man. The Night Watch Zone is family. There's no doubt. And I know, look, let's just be honest about it. And Neil, you know how this thing works. You've been doing this a long time too, bro. There's a lot of great channels, a lot of great communities, but I truly couldn't be more proud of this community, what you guys bring to our streams here. And it does transfer, to other channels. And I see you guys there, and that's awesome, because you guys are becoming friends. You guys are forming connections. I would have never thought that would have been possible. And we are literally 3 months. Is it 3 months? 4 months. 4 months away from our 3-year anniversary of the channel. And it makes me reflect. It really makes me reflect. So, awesome stuff. Sarah, what's up? We got the queen in the house. All right. Now we're rolling. Hope you're doing well, Sarah. Let's see. Who else? Eric saying, that's why I consistently say remake everything. You might get a great movie out of it. It's true. And we've seen some great stuff. We really, really have. And I'm much more open to it than I was as a kid growing up. You know what I'm saying? Much more. Let's see. Wow. You guys are, holy crap. You guys are all right. Oh, man. Let's see. We got Foreign Horror in the chat. What's up, man? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And Dark Crisis is gifting a membership. You guys are... Oh, man. I kid you not, man. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And the community thanks you, because when we have, a strong community like we do, it definitely helps us to, push through tough times or, tough work days or family situations and stuff like that. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. It looks like Wesley was gifted the membership. Okay. Well, Wesley, welcome to the Watchers. We appreciate that. Seriously. Thank you, Dark Crisis. Russell's in the chat. Good to see you, Russell. Always hanging out with us. I love it. I love it. Hey, look, Dan's like, you're probably right. Maybe the strangers meet up at Starbucks and come up with their plans over a mocha frappe. They probably do. Well, I'll tell you what, man. In the second movie, you listen, like I said, I think we're going to see some backstory. We're going to get some stuff. Because I think you've kind of seen that trajectory. I have a feeling, we're going to do 3 movies here. So, yeah. Yeah, Jeff, Hush is underrated. It definitely deserves more love. No doubt. We got 24 likes. All right. Yeah. Very cool. Gene is asking about what year did Hush come out. It was 2016, I believe. Yes, it was. All right, Neil. Thank you so much. Yeah. Much appreciated, man. Thank you for the help. Jamie said, "Night. There's literally always a song playing in my head. My mind radio really has dead air." I like that though. That shows there's a lot of creativity, right? Love it, love it, love it. And oh my gosh, man, come on, you guys. Jeff is gifting 5 memberships. Wow. You guys, seriously. Wow. Jeff, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Like I said, guys, you guys make this what it is. You really do. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And it looks like DJ was gifted a membership. That's awesome, DJ. We got Caden, Ashton, Doom, and Eddie were gifted memberships. Well, guys, that is awesome. Jeff, seriously, much appreciated. All of you guys that are gifted memberships tonight, Dark Crisis and Gina and all of you guys, super chats as well. It's very humbling, seriously. So look, let's play another super chat. Let's play a couple. We probably need a couple of super chats. Let's go back to sometimes when you've got something that is very puzzling to you. You need someone to explain it. There's no one who can explain things better than this guy.
We are going to enter a mystery wrapped up inside of a riddle, inside of an enigma. Now, remember this.
That's the stupidest fucking thing I ever heard.
There it is, man. That's what it is. Look, let's do another one because, man, I'm telling you, it seems like everyone is having a good time here tonight. So I'm sure you guys want to do a little dancing. So you might be doing this type of dance. There it is, man. Shout out to Tom Jones, man. Thank you guys so much. Seriously, that is wow. And yeah, Val, very generous of Jeff and everyone here. Seriously, unbelievable. I know, Sarah. This is crazy, man. Just the other night, I was talking about how, you know, when you do this for a long time and you try to sustain, you know, a schedule and what you do, and you try to evolve and do better things and be better and so forth. It's really challenging, but if you have the community that is enjoying it and that are supportive of your content, that's the equation right there. And we had gotten to a point where we were right around like 100 members, I believe it is. I don't know what the count is right now, but we had started to go north of that again, which is really cool. So, and I know Sarah was really big about, you know, goals. So, you know, my new goal is to get to 125, you know. So you guys, seriously, awesome stuff. Thank you so much. Man, there's a lot of vintage clips. It really is. There's no doubt. Hey, look, Neil says Knight and Jamie need to record their own version of Treat Your Mother Right. That actually would be fun. I never thought about that. Jamie, there it is. There's an idea. Val, I know. I love the Candy Cane Sniffer. It is hilarious. I remember when we first did that. Oh my God, the reaction was crazy. Ben, what's up, man? We are just chilling out. And going over a lot of stuff. We talked about The Strangers a little bit, you know, upcoming horror, and hopefully a lot of excitement for upcoming horror. I do want to turn tables to Scream 7 for a second, because obviously there's been some news and also a lot of questions about the fate of what's going to happen and possible directors and stuff. And we were just talking about a lot of really cool directors, but yeah. But hope you're doing well, Ben, and glad to have you here. Eric saying, I'll take the magical daggers and surprise sisters as an origin over the thorn cult and constellations that appear in the sky on Halloween night. Oh, man. And you know, at some point, that's got to be a Battle World episode, right? You know that, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's tough. There's no doubt. Neil said the only good Thorn in a horror movie was Damien Thorn in The Omen. Yes, that is true. That is so true. I agree. Hey, man, we're up to 27 likes. That's what I'm talking about. You guys are all right. Seriously. Appreciate it. Much appreciated. Jamie saying the Thorn cult stuff always bugged me. I prefer Busta and his roundhouse kicks. Yes. Jeff said you had to mention Jason Goes to Hell. I tried to pretend that one doesn't exist. Or is Horse Lincoln? And I don't know, Multiverse somewhere. I hate that movie. Jeff, hopefully, if you get a chance, check out my Friday 13th playlist. We did, well, I've done tons of Friday content, but we talked about Jason Goes to Hell specifically, and definitely with the issues we have with it. I will say this: I've come around on some aspects of it, just a little. You can blame Eric on that, but it's got some good kills, good practical. The Duke is awesome, you know. I mean, I'm just, you know, it's too bad we only had Kane in it for 5 minutes, but let me stop. You guys are gonna get me on a Jason Goes to Hell rant. You don't want that. Neil said, Night, my least favorite TCM film is a tie between Leatherface and Leatherface TCM 3. Really? For real? Neil. Wow. Now, first of all, well, this should be a conversation for another day, bro. We got to talk about this, man. Because that's interesting. Because I'm conflicted by your answer. So you didn't like TCM 3 at all? That's funny, because let me just say this real quick, and I know I want to get to Scream 7, but hold on for a second, guys. And we haven't even done it yet on the new channel. On the old channel, we did this, so this is predating almost all of you. But TCM 3 was one of the films that I totally lost track of when I was a kid. I just was like, you know, whatever. And we did a stream. We did the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise, or at least the first 4, I believe. So we watched TCM 3, and I was ready for a shit show. I really was. And Neil, you know how Coriander is. We were just ready to just wail on this friggin' film. But it actually, at least at the time, now I've only seen it a few times ever. Okay, and the last time I saw it was for that stream, which was easily 3.5 years ago or so, right? But I didn't hate it. There was some stuff about it that was all right. You know, I didn't hate it. But anyways, I was surprised that you said that. Saying Leatherface at the bottom, I get that. That's interesting, man. Very, very interesting. But I like that. It makes me think. What's up? Garrett's in the chat. Born to be rad. What's up, bro? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing well. I'm just chilling. Nothing major. Nothing major. And by the way, and I know I always say this, but if you guys aren't subscribed to the content creators in this live stream, make sure you do. Neon Black Reviews, Hey Internet, Eric here, you know, Ginger Ninja, Born to be Rad, all of these guys, Jamie, you know, so make sure you guys do that. Eric, Busta's an idiot resurrection, but he has nothing to do with Michael's origin. That's true. It's true. Jeff saying TCM. Never been a fan too much. Honestly, this would be a hot take, but honestly, I like the remake better. Well, you know, I tell you, there are a lot of people that I've heard say that. So you're talking about the OG Texas Chainsaw Massacre and the remake. That's not, I mean, yeah, it could be a hot take, but I've heard other people say that. So yeah, I get it. And tomorrow night, we are going to be talking about the remake a little bit. No, we're going to be talking about it a lot because it's going against the remake for Friday the 13th. I can't believe it. Can't believe it. Sarah, thank you so much. We're at 31 likes. There we go. There we go. Dangertainment. DJ saying, first ever gifted by a fellow member. Hey, you know what? I'm just glad that you got it, DJ. You come to a lot of our streams here. You hang out. Seems like you're having fun. So, hey, welcome to the inner circle. Seriously, we're going to be doing, you know, we do exclusive stuff. Sometimes there's just hangout streams. Sometimes they're watch parties. So, yeah, I'm glad you got it. Very, very cool. Yeah. Jeff saying, you know, I don't know if you ever did a show like this, but you should do a Killer Moms show. And it's funny you say that. I had a stream. Now, this was a while back. I did think to myself, I want to redo it or kind of do it a little bit differently. But we did talk about moms in horror. not specifically killer moms, but moms in horror. But that's a great idea. That's a great idea. Russell, you're right. Do we really need a Strangers trilogy? I don't know. I think it's all gonna, it's kind of a wait and see. If this trilogy is good, then it's gonna be worth it. If it sucks, yeah, I mean, we don't really need it because those other two movies are not that old, You're welcome, Ben. Seriously, glad to always have you here. No doubt, no doubt. And Val, there you go. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Tomorrow night, Battle World is going to be crazy. I've put this up in polls before to ask people what they thought. I won't reveal the answer to those polls, but tomorrow night we're going to find out ourselves, the panel, and whoever's there with us. We're going to find out which remake is better, Friday the 13th or TCM. Yeah. Creighton Duke did deserve more screen time. He was fantastic. Stephen Williams was great in that role. Anthony, Jason Goes to Hell watch party. Bro, when that happens, and we'll definitely have to have Eric with us too, you're going to, look, you better get your popcorn ready. It's going to be a lot of ranting. And I don't know if you guys want it. I'm serious. Oh my God. Ginger Ninja. Yeah, Leatherface TSM 3 was always one of my favorites. Ken Furry, Kate Hodge. Yeah, I thought they did really, really well. Yeah. Ben, also a fan of TCM 3. Okay. Very awesome. Very cool. All right. MMA's in the chat. We need a new Nightmare on Elm Street film more than ever right now. How would you feel about Eli Roth doing it? Well, first of all, let me just say I totally enjoyed Thanksgiving. If you guys have checked out my review on that and thoughts on it, and you guys know, and I'm an Eli Roth fan. I think he's definitely been a cool fixture of horror for so long, decades now. That being said, I don't know if he'd be the right fit for a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. He could be. I'm not saying he wouldn't be. But me personally, I would go James Wan, Mike Flanagan, Scott Derrickson. I'd go with those guys first. Even Ty West, maybe. Ty West would be at the bottom of that list. Not that I don't think he could do it, but I'm just talking about what fits. A director that can have the atmosphere and build the characters and have the scares in there. And I think, Juan or Derrickson or Mike Flanagan would be fantastic as a choice. So I've definitely been pulling for them when we get that new film, because we got to get it, man. We got to get it. Seriously. Garrett saying, appreciate that, dude. Thanks. Keep up the great work yourself. Well, thank you so much, man. You know what it's all about, bro. It's a grind. Listen, anyone that does this, and we've got quite a few of you guys here in the chat that have been content creators for a number of years. All of you guys get respect. I give respect to all of you guys because I know what it's like to do content. I think a lot of people get into doing this because we love, and I'm speaking specifically the movie niche. We love movies. We love talking movies. We don't have a lot of people that we can do that with in our regular lives, right? So we get onto YouTube, and now we have people that we can talk to and with about it. And that's great. But YouTube is a crazy world. It's a crazy world. And, to be able to talk to people, you have to grind at it. And you have to continuously push and evolve. So for all of you guys that have been doing it for a long time, hats off to you guys, seriously. And I absolutely mean that, because I know how difficult it is. I know. Much love though, Garrett. Much love, man. And bro, and by the way, we gotta get together sometime, man. And I'd love to get a chance to talk with you, to sit down and talk and all that, because I love the 80s, man. Listen, all of you guys that have been around long enough, you guys know the 80s is everything to me, man. And speaking of which, the community you have, man, it's awesome, because you get that love for the 80s, for the old school. I love it. And for today as well, though. Radioactive coming in with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. That is very cool. Welcome to the chat. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope you've been doing well. Saying, with the new Strangers trilogy, do you think they will go full supernatural with the Strangers or be vague on it? I don't think they're going to go supernatural. Nope. Not at all. Nope. I could be wrong. And if I am, you can clip out this moment in this live stream. But I don't think it'll make sense for them to do that. That would just kind of veer so far away from the first few movies. Of course, maybe that's what they'd want. You guys let me know. Would you guys want to see the Strangers be supernatural? It definitely could be interesting. But I don't know, man. I think what was cool about those first two movies was the fact that these were just regular people. These were not like friggin' monsters that were supernatural. These were monsters that were human, right? And I think that's kind of where a lot of the success of those characters and the success of the fear that it gave you comes from. If they're supernatural and they can do anything, you know, I think it takes away from a lot. But maybe, who knows? Radioactive, thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat. Seriously, it is awesome. And here's one that we haven't done in a while, because sometimes, you know, you have to be honest with yourself. And this might be what you'd say.
When you find yourself at 1 a.m. in the morning with your hand in the air and a horse's ass in front of your face, that's when you know it's bad.
I love it. I love Key Appeal. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate the super chat. Awesome stuff. Okay, so look, guys, you guys have heard about this. I know you have. I wanted to talk about this for a quick moment because, you know, we know with Scream 7, there's so much that's up in the air, and we're all the little pieces are kind of falling, you know, here and there, right? But obviously, if you guys have not heard about the statements made by Hayden, I wanted to talk about that just for a little bit, man. And the Screen Rant article, I wanted to reference that because, man, this is just, it's rough. It's rough stuff to see any horror franchise that you enjoy go through this type of stuff. And here we are, man. Let me just pull up this article. Scream 7's Melissa Barrera firing gets candid response from 13-year franchise veteran. And yeah, I mean, Hayden's been around. Now, here we go, guys. As the sequel development continues to remain in turmoil, Hayden Panettiere has a candid response to Melissa Barrera's Scream 7 firing. She recently returned to the slasher franchise for the first time in 12 years with its 6th installment, starring alongside Barrera as Kirby Reed, and I was so glad to see her back, who survived her ordeal in the 4th movie and became an FBI agent. Okay, now we know about the whole Melissa firing. This is the part that I don't know, man. It just gets to me. She's saying the franchise veteran was very candid in her thoughts on the situation, slamming the producer's decision as, quote, very unfair and upsetting, and recalling having reached out to check in on Barrera afterward, though is not worried about her career's future. Now, that's really cool. I think Hayden obviously had a lot of stuff that she has gone through. And I think it was really cool that she reached out to Melissa. And it really does show some really cool camaraderie between this cast. You know, we saw the pictures of the Scream cast together and kind of in solidarity. That's really cool. And it's cool to hear this too, man. But Hayden says after she spoke out, then a whole bunch of other actors and people in the industry started to do the same thing, right? It was almost like she just did it earlier than everyone else. You know, a lot of people hadn't really asked her how she felt. Melissa is such a badass as a human being and as an actress. She was hurt by it, but I think she took it in stride and was very, very gracious about it. Yeah, you know, I think that, first of all, let me just say, when I hear that, first of all, it makes me feel even more frustrated and a little upset, you know, for Melissa, because I think that this was a franchise. Look, this franchise has been around for a long time. And I think the fact that you have this actress who was at the center of these new movies, and I think it's done a pretty good job. I really, really do. And I think in 6, she was fantastic. She was one of the best things about 6, in my opinion. And I really wanted to see how that character was going to end up. And now it seems as though we won't get that chance. Although, we have heard those rumors about, Nev, kind of putting in a good word and all that type of stuff. So who knows? Who knows? But as it stands right now, it doesn't look as though we're going to get that chance. And I'm a little... It irritates the shit out of me. I'm going to be honest. But hearing Hayden talk about it and also giving some insight saying that, yeah, it really did hurt Melissa. And I'm sure that we all assumed that it would. But she's going to just take it in stride. And Abigail is coming out, and the trailer looks very, very cool. It has a very Ready or Not type of feel to it. And I'm a fan of Ready or Not. So I think Abigail is going to be really good. It has great cast. You get a little bit of the freaky and scream combination in there, which I think is cool. But anyways, I think it was really cool of Hayden to speak out on it and be vocal. I would do the same thing. If it's a friend of mine that was treated unfairly and I had a platform, I definitely would speak out on their behalf as well. So let me know what you guys think, though. It just kind of hits you in the feels a little bit, for me anyways. All right, let me jump back to the chat as you guys give me your thoughts on that. Jamie, yeah, tomorrow night's going to be a great matchup, no doubt. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. We've teased this matchup for a while, and for Eric and Kill and Coriander and me, it's been in our conversations previously, so we're finally going to get it done. Ginger Ninja Man, I'm telling you, man, you're all right. I mean, you're working hard in the chat. I appreciate that. I hope you're enjoying it too. Doing some modding is awesome, man. It's got Eric's link in the chat. That's so cool of you, man. I appreciate you. Let's see. Foreign Horror coming in with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, man. Saying, Night, like your collabs with YouTube people. Also the variety here. You know what? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Comments like that, they mean a lot. They really do. Because, and again, I don't know, I get pretty reflective. You guys know that, but it is what it is. That's just who I am. Coming up on 3 years, man. We're just a couple months away from 3 years. And, I enjoy doing this. I enjoy, meeting people in the community, meeting other people that are horror fans like I am, like we are. And getting the chance to do collaborations with them is so much fun. The variety of what we try to do here, it's very fun. It's not always the easiest path to choose as a YouTuber. Anyone that does YouTube, you know what I mean by that. But we try to do it, and I try to do it as much as possible because I love so many types of movies, man. And I hope to have more variety as time goes on. So thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. That means a lot because, yeah, I mean, we try to do it, man. We try. So thank you so much. Here's a super chat clip for you. Sometimes when people start singing, you kind of get a sense of what you got to do.
3. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, no, I ain't messing with you. Oh, no.
I love that. Oh, my God. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. Seriously, you rock. Ginger Ninja putting in more links for other people. See, that's what I'm talking, man. Put your link in too, bro. Please. Please. You're all right, man. Ben saying the dinner scene in TCM is just as terrifying today as it ever was. It is, man. You seriously, rest in peace to Marilyn Burns. And wow, what a scene to everyone. Gunner too, all of them. But yeah, it is terrifying. It really is. And look at Neil. Neil's got Ginger Ninja's link in the chat. Wow, that's awesome stuff. Hey, look. And Val and Sarah and Julie, if you guys are still in the chat, Thank you guys for always helping out. We got Ginger Ninja and Neil pulling some mod duties. I love it. That's awesome stuff. You guys are all right. You always find a way to put a smile on my face. It's awesome. Mellow Mutants in the chat. What's up? What's up? Jeff saying the remake of Friday 13th and TCM, you're tearing up my heartstrings because Friday 13th is my favorite series. Hey, same here, bro. You know it. That's my favorite series. Well, it's my favorite series. It's Coriander's favorite series. And it's Kill's favorite series. And I think it's Eric's. Eric, correct me if I'm wrong on that. I'm pretty sure of that. But in other words, we all love Friday 13th. But we also enjoy and love TCM, you know? So it's gonna be a banger. It's gonna be a banger, no doubt. What's up, Ty? If there was an Army of Darkness sequel, Creighton Duke should team up with Ash. That would be cool, man. Creighton Duke was awesome. Really, really good. We got Chrissy in the chat. All right. Dan, Thanksgiving does come out tomorrow, as far as I know. Yeah. Neil saying, I like watching Eli Roth talk about horror more than I like him directing it. I get it. Yeah, I get that. But I did enjoy Thanksgiving, Neil. I really did. Gina saying the Friday 13th remake is my favorite in the franchise. I didn't know that, Gina. Wow, all right. But I don't know against TCM remake, as that is great. I'm going to draw as I can't decide. Well, Gina, we can't draw. We're going to find out tomorrow night. Someone's going to win. And I don't have the records on me right now, but I can't remember. But, you know, Jason and Leatherface, you know, if they get a win, that just gets them closer to getting that title shot. And for Jason, you know, maybe getting that championship back. Who knows? Elm Street is in the chat. What's up? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Ben saying Mike Flanagan is a truly kick-ass director. I especially dig Dr. Sleep and Midnight Mass. Midnight Mass is fantastic. Dr. Sleep is criminally underrated. I love it. Mike Flanagan all the way, bro. Elm Street saying Me Too Night, the 80s all day. Yeah, man. I love the 80s, man. Chrissy's a fan of the 70s. I love the 70s too, man. Listen, for me, and we've done this before, and we'll probably do it again, but we've talked about our favorite horror from each decade, from the 70s on up until present. And it's interesting because when you break it down, you get to see, you know, some of your, well, you get to see which decade do you truly love the most. But I enjoy stuff from all the decades. I really do. I really, really do. But the 70s is great too. The 70s is great. Paul is saying, what do you think of the rumors going around about Scream 7 finding a new director? Like I said, and you know, we're talking a little bit about Scream right now. I think it's very possible that they have found the director, you know, or, and this is something that is a rumor going around that I've heard little whispers about too, that there is, you know, it's whittled down to a few choices. But that makes sense, because you guys have to remember, and this is true of movies in general, not just in horror, right? When we hear news about a new director or new casting or this or that, when we hear it, it's already been done, right? Like probably days. Sometimes it could be a week or two that it's already been done. So I definitely think that they've either found that new director or they're ready to pull the trigger. You know, I'm going to be really interested to see who it is. I've got some thoughts on who I want it to be. You guys let me know here. Because yeah, I think it's interesting, because Christopher Landon, full disclosure, Christopher Landon would have been awesome as the director. I think his style matches up with Scream so well. And we just recently have talked about Freaky and stuff like that, and Happy Death Day. I think that would have matched up so well with this franchise, you know, even better than I originally thought. But I understand, you know, why he made the decisions he made. So yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see where we go. Yeah. Garrett saying, yeah, we have to collab, dude, for sure. Northeasterner, right? Yes, I am. dealing with the weather, bro. We had some bad weather. I went to work last night. I was literally driving in a storm. Felt like I was in the Millennium Falcon going to light speed. The snow was just coming at me like that, man. But it's all good. It's all good. And thank you, Radio Cosmic Rays. Appreciate it, man. Seriously. And let's see. Jamie saying it's great to talk movies with others who also love them, know as much about them as I do. Makes me feel like a nerd when I try to talk to my hometown crew about them. They have no idea what I'm saying. I know. That's happened to me so often. I'll be talking to people and, you know, we'll start off at the surface, right? And then I'll talk about the actors or maybe the director or just little things about the atmosphere or whatever. And all of a sudden you can see that look in their eyes like, what are you talking about, bro? And I'm like, damn, I want to go deeper. You know, I want to talk about this stuff because I'm a nerd about it too. So, and fortunately I have this as a way to do that, talking about it with you guys, and I can get as nerdy as I want. And it's all good. It is all good. Louis in the chat. What's up, Louis? Saying it's going to be interesting to see where the story goes. I'm happy that there's 3 movies in 1 year. Yeah. Yep. It's good. The Strangers, like I said, man, this is going to be a fun experiment. That's how I'm looking at it. It's going to be a fun experiment to see how this all goes together. You know, it's crazy. It's a crazy idea. If they had said to me, I want you to do a trilogy on an established franchise, well, you know, you can look at it either way. It's 2 movies, so I think of it as a franchise. That is not at least 20 years old. And if they said, look, I want you to do a trilogy, The Strangers would not have been at the top of my list. Nowhere near the top of my list. It's crazy. But yeah. Neil said, I don't know a lot, but I do like talking horror with you great people. Yeah, absolutely, man. We love it too. And look, Foreign Horror saying, ordered a Blue Yeti mic, might start some streams. Now that is cool, bro. You gotta let me know when you do that. That's awesome. Very, very cool. Always cool to see you guys that know your stuff, that love horror, that love talking movies, starting up and doing it for yourselves. That's awesome. Louis saying Friday 13th, 247 are my favorite. 247. I can dig it. 7 is definitely one of my favorites and has risen in the ranks over the years, right? When we did our ranking of the franchise, I had to be honest, bro. Like, I love the New Blood. I'm a big fan of Lar and Tina as a character. And obviously Kane, the look of Kane. It was just awesome shit, man. He's doing some crazy shit in part 7. I loved it. So 7 is definitely a favorite of mine too. It is. And of course 2, you guys know I love part 2. Sackboy or not, I love 2. You guys know how I feel about Jenny. Oh man. Garrett said, Jamie, you down with a Rad Knight collab? Oh man, Rad Knight. I love that. You guys are all right. Yes, and Ginger Ninja, you know what's up, saying do it to Foreign Horror. Do it, you know, start some streams, man. Do it. Yeah. Neil saying, I guess at some point I need to watch Scream 6. You should check it out. Man. Seriously. I think that it had some really good stuff in it. Had some missed opportunities, no doubt. But I think Melissa Barrera, I think she was really good in it. I really, really do. And I mean that. Because I had criticized some of the choices made for her character in 5. But I think in 6, it's funny too, man, because you know as well as anyone, because you follow us quite a bit. I had talked about my thoughts before I saw the movie and for months, you know, theories and hopes and wishes. And the way that she was in the movie was exactly the way that I was hoping that they would take her character, you know. So that was cool. Yeah. Let's see. Chrissy saying, I think Scream 7 will come out based on fan reactions. Oh, it will. There's no doubt. They put way too much money into the franchise to not have 7 come out. They're going to figure it out. They're going to get the new director on board. They're going to probably try to do some quality control, and we're going to get a Scream 7. It's really just a question of when, right? If they can put all this together fast enough. Hopefully they sent that truck up to Nev's house with the money in it, because I'm telling you, that's the one surefire way that they're going to like really kind of bring fans back together again. Yeah. Yep. Jeff saying, it sounds like I've heard people talk about this. They may not have a choice but to just do a legacy movie, maybe even pretend that 5 and 6 doesn't exist. There's not much you can do. It's a possibility. I don't think they're going to do that. It's quite possible, though. I've kind of been hot and cold on that. We've talked about it, a little bit here. I don't know. I think it's going to move forward, though. I really do. I really, really do. Philip says we got 37 likes. Yeah. Louis saying, who's the one person in a horror film you always wanted and haven't yet met? Oh, well, that's easy. Well, okay. Let me say it like this. There's a couple. Okay. So I'm just going to name off some names. It's not in any particular order. But the first name that came to my mind is Jamie Lee Curtis. Okay. And we've been really lucky to have gone to horror conventions and do some content for it, here and stuff. But we've met Kane Hodder. We obviously have met Derek Mears and James Jude Courtney and Deborah Voorhees and Melanie Kinnaman and Adrian King. We've met, like, for me, Robert Englund, Heather Langenkamp, Lisa Wilcox. We did the interview with some of these guys, and it was just awesome. So I've been guys, I kid you not, I'm like a kid at heart, okay? And Coriander can tell you guys, when I've met these people at these cons, Danielle Harris, when I met him, man, it was almost like I went back into a time machine and took decades off and became a kid again. I'm telling you. Because these movies mean a lot, right? So I say all that to say that we've met a lot and it's been so much fun, but I would love to meet Jamie Lee Curtis. I would love to meet Amy Steele. I would love to meet Nev Campbell. I would have loved to have met Donald Pleasance. It's just so many. And if we're talking about only folks that are still alive, then definitely Amy Steele, Jamie Lee Curtis would be up there, obviously. But I will say this, and I have my list. We're checking off this list, right? There's opportunities to check off some more of these people on the list. So it's really exciting, is what I'm rambling, but it's really exciting to know that you get a chance to meet, some of these folks that you've really enjoyed their work. So great question. Louis, let me know who you would want to meet that you haven't met yet. That's a really cool question, man. Julie, thank you. We got another link in for Battle World tomorrow night at 7:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as it is always on Tuesday nights. Definitely hope you guys can stop by and hang out with us. We have so much fun doing these Versus streams. And, here's another thing to say, too. With these Versus streams, the concept of it, with Killian and Coriander and Eric, the reason that it's so cool to do it that way is because we can have you guys actively involved and hearing you guys' thoughts and how you agree or disagree with what we do, right? Because it would be easy for us to just record a Versus and then just pop it out there. YouTube would also favor that, right? But we enjoy the interaction. So we hope you guys can stop by tomorrow night. Hopefully click that link, give it a like. And that's true of all of our streams, guys. I know we talk about that a lot, but it would be great to see, if we could see at least 15 or more likes on every stream that's put up at least a few days in advance, that would be so awesome. It really would. Thank you for doing that, Julie. Chrissy saying rest in peace to Gunnar and Marilyn Burns. Absolutely. No doubt. They're icons. They're legends, in my opinion. Legends. Neon Black Reviews saying it takes a village. It does, man. It really does. And like I said, this is a fantastic community. I stand on that hill. I stand on that hill, man. It's a great community. Now DJ coming in saying my thoughts only for Scream. It seems with all the information that is out there, maybe as wanting things to move when we seem fit, maybe they will stall more just to put out a Scream movie that will pass. Well, I don't know. That's an interesting viewpoint. I think that right now, all I can imagine is that they're trying to get this thing situated. Director, cast, story, boom. It probably is going to be a later release than what they originally planned. That would make sense to me. But one way or the other, this movie's coming out, man. And I think they, if nothing else, they at least understand we got to put out something good, man. We can't be screwing around. So hopefully that's the case. Yeah. And thank you, Val, for reminding people about clicking that link on the front page. Yeah. Louis saying would love to have a new Nightmare on Elm Street back on the big screen. Me too, man. I would have loved to see. I didn't see it in the theater. I would have loved to have. Yeah. Neil said my Blu-ray for Thanksgiving is supposed to be here tomorrow. All right, man. Yeah. Elm Street. Oh my God, man. You had the privilege of meeting Marilyn Burns. For real? Oh man, you gotta. I know I'm behind, and I'm sorry, guys. You gotta let us know, man. What was it like? I would have loved to have met her. Oh my God, man, that is so awesome. Please, if you're still here, Elm Street, let us know. That is so cool. That is so cool, man. Julie saying, awesome to Neil. I can't wait to watch Thanksgiving again. Yeah, and hopefully we're gonna hopefully be doing a watch party of Thanksgiving soon. I wanted to make sure it could come out on physical for people, but yeah, I want to watch it again too. I've seen it twice though, but yeah, I want to watch it again. Louis said it'd be interesting to see if Netflix will make a new TCM. They hopefully will. You guys know, and we have talked about the TCM, the Netflix TCM on the channel. On a couple of streams as far as reviewing it and discussing it, and also on Battle World. I didn't hate it. I just got, look, there's no lying here. There's never been any lying. At least we don't try to. But I didn't hate it, guys. I know a lot of people are down on it, but there was some good stuff in it. It wasn't perfect for sure, but it wasn't the crap fest that I thought it was going to be with all the behind the scenes stuff going on. I thought it would be unwatchable. So hopefully they can do another one and have the peace and, you know, the cohesion behind the scenes as far as getting it together and filming it, right? Ben saying, hey, Knight, do you think we will ever get The Burning remake? And how do you feel about a remake being made? I think The Burning is an amazing film. It's one of my favorite slashers. You know, we had a blast talking about it here on Slasher Movie Club. Of course, that was like, wow, probably 2 years ago. But I do think it's an example of a film that could use a remake. I think that could be really, really fun. Please let it be practical effects, or at least 90% practical, you know, because obviously Savini did a fantastic job in The Burning. But I think that it's possible we could get a remake. I haven't heard anything specific about it, but it would not surprise me. I'm actually surprised we haven't gotten one, especially, you know, like I said, tomorrow night we're doing this episode with these two remakes, and in the 2000s, everything was getting remade. TCM, Black Christmas, My Bloody Valentine, Friday the 13th, A Nightmare on Elm Street. You know, it's like boom, 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 boom. So I'm surprised we didn't get a remake of The Burning. I think it's possible, and I'd be all for it. I'd be all for it. And don't get me wrong, I definitely would have some nervousness about it, because it's hard to recreate that type of charm. It really, really is. I don't want to give away anything I'm going to say tomorrow night, but there's some examples of films that do it well, and some examples of films that don't always hit the mark. So that's an obstacle for me. But I'd be all for them doing a remake and seeing what they could come up with. I really would. Listen, Ginger Ninja, you have got to see Dr. Sleep, bro. Seriously. Oh my God. It is so good, bro. If you're, look, and there are some people that weren't really big on it. I don't think I've heard anyone say it sucked. But there were some people that just weren't really big into it. for me, as a fan of The Shining and a fan of Stephen King and the books, I thought it was a great balance. I really do. And it's Mike Flanagan, bro. Mike Flanagan, telling you, he's the man. He is the man. So definitely check it out. Jeff saying the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, the 3 best decades of horror movies. Some of the early 2000s too. I can dig that. You know, I think with the 2010s, we're still, you know, calculating, but there were some great things in the 2010s. And look, I'm not gonna lie, guys. There's been some good stuff to start off the 2020s, man. Seriously, it's been some really good stuff. So we'll see how it all ends up at the end of the day. But definitely 70s, 80s, and 90s, early 2000s. Some awesome horror movies. And I'm just going to tease this. We did a special project / series almost a year ago now, that we actually compiled a list from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s. And it's a tournament. And all I'm saying is March is around the corner, guys. We have the list compiled. We did those streams with you guys, and it was a lot of fun. So yeah, we're gonna find out, you know, which decade is supreme, at least for that project, anyways. So now Chrissy's not a fan of the early 2000s. That's the worst era in film. Really interesting. Neil agreeing. Early 2000s, no fan. Okay. All right. Russell saying he's getting the Inside Limited Edition Blu-ray next Monday. That's awesome. Yeah. It's a good film. We got Snipes in the chat. What's up, man? Good to see you. And I would love for Mike Flanagan to direct Scream 7, but I can tolerate Eli Roth. I don't like comedy and horror. Well, I'll tell you what. Eli Roth has been talked about. Okay, and let's just be honest about it because of the connections. It's possible. I do think that he showed with Thanksgiving that he could do a Scream-like movie. Okay, like Thanksgiving gives you more Scream vibes than Scream 6. Okay, so Eli Roth is definitely a thought. I don't know how it would turn out. You know, I think with Thanksgiving, you kind of have freedom in that, right? Because it's a new movie, it's a new story. And with Scream, depending on how they you know, formulate the story, there might be things that could hinder Eli Roth. Okay, but I would be okay with it. I'd be excited. You know, I think he's a very competent director, and he's shown a lot of skill. And like I said, Thanksgiving is fantastic to me. We enjoyed it so much when we saw it in the theater. It was a fun theater experience. Mike Flanagan, I don't see Mike Flanagan being the one to direct Scream 7, but if he were to be picked, I'd be ecstatic. I mean, holy crap. But I don't know. I don't know if he would be the one picked. You know, I don't know what that short list is. I can only speculate. But yeah. Yep. Gina saying, would you please do a battle between the OG and remake of My Bloody Valentine, as they're both great? That would be pretty good, Gina. Gina, leave me a comment on that, and I will put that on the list. We have talked about it. I will say that. We try not to give away our list too much, because we'd like to have that surprise for you guys. So when you guys see the stream pop up, you're like, oh my gosh, that's going to be good. Or you might think, oh my God, that's going to suck. But that has been a talking point. I think that would be a pretty good one. I do. Let's see. And I know I'm way behind, guys, but you guys know how it goes. Louis saying, I'm looking forward to the next Final Destination movie. Same thing here, man. We love Final Destination. I think it's been long overdue. We had so much fun. And Louis, I don't know if you've seen them, but we talked about all of the Final Destination films, deep dive discussions, and live streams. Such a fun franchise, and I miss it. That's a good example of a franchise that I never in the beginning thought it was going to become what it became, but I'm glad it did. You know, it gave us a different flavor for horror. You know what I mean? And some great moments, man. Great moments. Val, thank you so much. Reminding people, yes, this week we are starting our new event in time for the Valentine's holiday. So Val saying, don't forget to join Night, Corey, and Craven for Bloody Lovers Fest starting this Wednesday. Yes, on Steven's channel, Craven Something Scary, we are going to have a blast. We're starting with Valentine, and then on Thursday night, we're going to be back here at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be watching It Follows. And let me just say this, guys, because I know when we do these type of events, sometimes you might have some films that you enjoy more than others, especially when we did Halloween. I'm going to give you guys a behind the scenes on that. When we decided we were going to watch all the Halloween movies, and I'm talking to Steven and Coriander, and we were figuring what films would end up on whose channel. Steven, he was like, oh my God, bro, I'm so sorry. You got Resurrection and you got Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. And I was like, it's all good, man. Because, you know, even with those movies, there's fun stuff in it. But doing it as a watch party, those were actually some of our most fun episodes, or live streams, I should say. You know, because you can have some fun with it. And sometimes you get a different energy, right? So definitely, guys, we hope that you will be there for these streams on Wednesday and Thursday night for the next couple of weeks leading into Valentine's Day, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here at the Night Watch Zone. And of course, on our great friend Steven's channel, Craven Something Scary. It's going to be fun. We've got prizes. We're going to have a drawing. We've got a really amazing prize, guys. Seriously. So definitely hope, you know, join us and have some fun. You know, it's going to be fun for the community. Russell coming in with the truth. The 60s have some good horror films. That is true. It's very true. I absolutely agree. Ben saying I can talk about movies all day, all night. I love it. I love it. I can too, man. That's why I love doing this. It's great. Ginger Ninja saying we got 37 likes. Surely we can do better than that. Yeah, let's get to 40. Let's get to 40 or 45. That would be great. That would be great. Russell's a fan of My Bloody Valentine. The OG is a Canadian classic, like us. There you go. Louis, I agree. It would have been great to get a trilogy. That's a good example of a movie that I would have loved to have seen more of as a franchise. You know? Absolutely. We're at 38 likes. All right. Mello saying at first I wasn't sure how well a new trilogy for The Strangers could be, but then I thought about Fear Street, which was pretty good. That's a great parallel. That's the first time I've ever heard that. I like that. Yeah, I mean, you know, if you look at Fear Street, look, the bottom line is this is a trilogy that's going to kind of make its own choices, right? And I'm open to that. I'm open to it, and I'm hoping that it's great. I really, really am. Like I said, I'm looking forward to The Strangers. I'm looking forward to Maxine. I think Nosferatu is coming out. And of course, Saw 11. I know some people are like, oh man, bro, Saw X was so good. I love Tobin Bell. I just can't lie. I love Tobin Bell. I've been a fan of that franchise since day one. Saw all of the movies in the theater. All of them. Opening weekend, bro. So, but yeah, this new trilogy for The Strangers, yeah, I'm hoping it's great. Snipe saying, I'm looking forward to Salem's Lot and Nosferatu. They needed a remake those needed a remake in the worst way. Yeah, Salem's Lot, we'll see. I do love Salem's Lot though. I really, really do. Like the OG just has a special place in my heart. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they come up with. I really am. All right, let me catch up some more here. I know that I am way behind. It is what it is. My Bloody Valentine 1981 is my favorite slasher movie for Chrissy. All right. Neil, we talk about everything. That's right. What's up, Rachel? Rachel's in the chat. Good to see you. Good to see you. She must have said, what are we talking about? All right. I love it. Jenny does rule, Jamie. You know that. Oh my God, you know that. I love Ginny. Let me see. I gotta catch up here. Wait. Wow, you guys, holy crap. I gotta catch up, man. I'm way behind. I was just looking at my phone. Wow. I'm sorry, guys. It's just a lot going on. Neil saying I used to watch Knots Landing because of Lar Park Lincoln. That's what I'm talking about, bro. That's dedication. I love it. I love it. She is awesome, though, isn't she? I'm hoping, bro. Fingers are crossed. I get a chance to meet her, and, well, you never know. Maybe have her on the channel. Seriously. Ben saying the top 3 Friday 13 flicks for him. The final chapter, The New Blood in Part 2. There we go again. Yeah, 2, 4, and 7. A lot of love. A lot of love. 4 is just so amazing, man. Seriously. And 7 does need more love. It really does. Russell saying 67-year-old horror and movie lover. That's what I'm talking about, man. As far as my game plan is, I will be the same when I get to that point. Because I've always loved horror since I was a kid. You know? Let's see. Gina is saying that The New Blood is her number 4. Ooh, okay. Okay. Val saying The New Blood is in my top 3. Love Tina as a final girl. Tina was amazing as a final girl. Oh my God. Yeah. And it is a shame that the MPAA totally took out the gore. Oh my God. Like if they had kept the gore in. And it's not that you always need the gore, right? But you could just tell when you watch that movie that a lot of the kills were stunted. You know, it just plays different as far as the rhythm. It would have been awesome to see it in its full intention, right? It definitely would have, well, and I'm not saying necessarily for me, but I bet for a lot of people that would have, you know, definitely made it more enjoyable. But it's getting a lot more love nowadays, and I love that, you know. Louis saying Jennifer Connelly's Phenomenon 1985 is one of my favorite Dario Argento films. Yes. And you know, and Louis, if you have been keeping track, especially of our Slasher Movie Club series, we've talked a lot of Dario. We really have. I think our last one was Opera, like 2 months ago. We talked about Opera. And Phenomena is definitely coming up on that list. So who knows? You know, we haven't done a lot of our single movie episodes in a little while. You know, the prep on it is a little different, but hopefully we will. And Phenomena would be a fun stream to do. So you guys let us know. You know, let us know. It's always about you guys if it's something that you guys would be interested in seeing. Paula says we got 38 likes. Let's go. Let's go. Jamie, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. Like anybody out there, if you get the chance to help me meet Amy Steele, you will get my forever gratitude. Okay, that is, like I said, she's at the top of that list, man. Amy Steele was super sweet, and she gave me a hug. That is so awesome. I probably would melt in that moment of meeting her. I almost did with Adrienne King. And I love Adrienne King, don't get me wrong, but you guys know how I feel about Ginny, okay? Shout out. let me stop. I'm going to start ranting on Ginny, but I absolutely love her. It's great. Let's see. I know, Ginger Ninja. You got to get over to these cons, bro. You really do. Oh my God. You got to. It's good stuff, man. It really is. Rachel's like, me too. I know, guys. Seriously, they're amazing. If you've never been to one, and you know, the last 2 that we've gone to, I've really tried to hit this message home. If it's something that you've never done that you've thought about doing, or if you're a huge horror fan and you haven't done it, do it. Do it. You will, seriously, I wish I had done it sooner in my life. I really do. You know, I've missed the opportunity, you know, to meet a Marilyn Burns, you know, and others that are sadly no longer with us. So I wish I started doing that, you know, in my teens. You know, it would have been a lot of money I would have spent up to this point. But it's some of it is, you know, you can't put a price on it, man. You know, meeting Heather Langenkamp and Robert Englund, bro. If you had told my 8-year-old self that I would one day meet them, I'd have been like, no way. But I did. I got a hug from Heather Langenkamp, man. I mean, come on, man. That's crazy shit. It's crazy shit. Neil saying we should all go to a con and just see what's what. You know what, man? I'm going to be honest with you. Seriously, that is something that I've not only thought about, but I've started to kind of put into my head, how could we do something like that? Like a Night Watch Zone community meetup. It would have to be somewhere fairly central, but it also would have to be a con, you know, at a certain point of the year or whatever. Anyways, you get what I mean, man. But that would be so much fun. I would love to do that. And who knows, man? Anything's possible, man. And I've met James Drew Courtney, bro. Anything's possible. It's just awesome, you know. Let's see. We're up to 40 likes. That's awesome. I'm way behind in the chat, but let me skip down here a little bit, see what's going on. I know the bus scene makes that latest TCM worth it. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. Let's see. Let's see. Leave the burning alone. I don't know, man. I don't know. Gina saying, I'm in between whether The Burning should have a remake, as it's my favorite horror film. Do it great, yes. Otherwise, leave my baby alone. I can understand that. I can definitely understand that. No doubt. No doubt. Thanks so much, Ben. I appreciate that. Seriously, I'm just having fun talking to you guys, and I know I'm way behind, but seriously, you know, I'm just glad to have some fun here, and you guys are having some fun too, and with each other. It's really cool to see in the chat. Rachel agrees, Ginger Ninja. You gotta see Dr. Sleep. You got to. Mag is in the chat. What is up? Good to see you. All right. Let's see. Louis, yes. Mike Flanagan should do the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot. Yeah. Direct sequel to the original. Have Heather come back. Look, I will say this to you guys, and we talked about this when we were at the Terracon. We literally asked Heather about that, and she's ready to rock, man. You know, obviously there's nothing that's, you know, out there, you know, as far as it being you know, a reality of happening, but she would love to come back. She said in any capacity. And of course her table, well, actually no, her table was right next to Lisa's, and Lisa's was right next to Robert's. And of course Robert had like 1,000 people there. We didn't see Robert Englund until our second day, but that first day, that first night, we were hanging out with Heather Langenkamp and Lisa Wilcox at least 15 or so minutes a piece, just hanging out. It was so cool. And of course, that's how we got Lisa onto the channel for the interview, because I said to her right then and there, I said, I know you get asked this all the time, but we would love to do an interview. And she was so kind and telling us about just, you know, personal stories and stuff, and really cool. But yeah, Flanagan would be a great fit for Nightmare on Elm Street. And if Heather could come back, I'd be all for it. I absolutely love her. Elm Street saying that, and this is for Marilyn Burns. Cool, man. I wanted to hear about this. She was super sweet and gentle. My friend Liz had gotten an autographed picture, so I had the chance to talk with her for a while. I wish I had gotten a signed picture, but I have the memory. Man, that's all that counts, bro. Right? You got that memory. You have that moment in time. Like, I don't want to get too emotional about it, man. But you know, that moment in time, man, it's special. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think about some of the actors that we've met and hung out with, and it's just so special, you know. But also in that moment, you know, I'm sure that you were just so happy, man. You know, I know that's how I get, like, just a big ass smile, and just, it's cool. It's cool stuff. But thank you for sharing that. And she was awesome. You know, one of the OG Scream Queens, in my opinion. Seriously. Yeah. Jeff saying the biggest problem with Scream, I don't think you're going to get the new cast back. Either go forward with a new cast or you do a reboot. Either way, you'll piss people off. What are you doing? Whether you're doing a legacy movie. Okay. Yeah, I think there are going to be people that are going to be upset. There's people that are going to be upset either way. No doubt. No doubt at all. That's what makes all of this interesting, to see how this is going to play out, I should say, with Scream. Who's going to direct? What are they going to do with the cast? Is Nev going to come back? You know what I'm saying? DJ thanking Jeff for the gift. That's very, very cool. Awesome. Julie saying that is so cool. Yeah, Elm Street's story about Marilyn Burns. Very cool. I agree. Chrissy was a fan of Thanksgiving. Rachel saying, I was not a fan of Wolf Creek, just didn't find it anywhere near as scary as it was hyped up to be. Yeah, you know, I can agree with that. I think, well, let me say this. I enjoyed it. You know, it was a fun watch. We talked about that. Well, now it's been a couple months on Slasher Movie Club. But I enjoyed it. Pretty sure Coriander did too. But it definitely wasn't super scary. You know, those types of films, it's more about the tension. You know, it wasn't scary. Although I do think there were a couple of moments in the film that were like, wow, you know. But yeah, Ginger Ninja, a huge fan of Eli Roth. Yeah, I agree. He's been really, really, listen. He's done a lot of stuff in horror. He's been around for a while, and to see him now have a slasher franchise after what 20 years in the genre is pretty cool to see that happen. So good for him. Good for him. Julie saying, I've never been an Eli Roth fan until Thanksgiving. Nothing against him. I just didn't see any of his films besides Hostel. Yeah. Yep. And this is, yeah, Rachel, you exactly what I was just saying. She's saying, not a huge fan of Roth's style, but I do love how much he loves and respects the horror genre. Exactly. And he really does. He is a student. Rachel saying, I feel like a hug from Heather Langenkamp would solve all my problems. Yeah, it was great, man. It was great. I'm telling you, man. Jamie saying, Adrienne King asked me for a hug. It was one of the greatest moments of my life. Bro, she is so nice. She really is. I remember when we met Adrienne King. She's the one that initiated that too. And I was just like, are you serious? You know, because it was the first con I had gone to. This was whatever it was, 5 years ago. And she said, you know, basically was going to give us a hug. And I couldn't believe it. Oh my God, it was so cool. But it's funny too. I got like 4 or 5 hugs from Adrienne King. It was great. Oh my God, it was awesome stuff, man. Oh man, I'll never forget it. I'll never ever forget it. Let's see. Who else? I know I'm way behind, guys. Hey, we got Jack in the chat. What's up, Jack? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Catching up here. I'm way behind. Yeah, get those notifications on. Thank you, Julie. Thank you. Get the notifications on. It helps out. But here's the other thing too, guys. And I'm just being real, but especially for you guys that have been around for a long time. Guys, we stream on the same day and the same night. Monday nights, Tuesday nights. We've just started our Friday nights. But I do that so hopefully it can be easy for people to, you know, check out these streams if they want to, hopefully you want to. But yeah, Monday nights has always been a night that we stream for Slasher Movie Club. And of course, we've been doing that for the whole time of this channel. So definitely keep your eyes open, but the notifications, have those on too. It helps. It helps. Ha! Yeah, I did reach our final destination, Neil. I don't know what happened. You know, I don't know. Sometimes that happens, though. Chrissy's a fan of Final Destination 3. Okay. All right. Very, very cool. Have you seen the film Roller Coaster? I have not seen that, Russell. I don't know if I've heard of that. I don't think I've heard of that one. You'll have to let us know what it's about. I don't think I've heard of it, or if anyone else has heard of it. Let's see. Jack. 4 exams a week. I don't know what day is what. I can understand that, man. I definitely can. No doubt. No doubt. Julie saying, and be sure to have notifications set to all. That's a good point too, because some people, they don't set it to all. I had thought I had them set to all, but I did not. And I was blaming YouTube for sending me notifications late. Well, thank you for sharing that, Julie. Seriously, because I think for all of us, I mean, there's been times that I've thought I've been subscribed to certain channels and I wasn't. So sometimes that does happen. A lot of us do watch a lot of different stuff on YouTube, so sometimes it's hard to keep track. But that's what's awesome about you guys, you veterans here, and also the mods reminding people of these things. But definitely set them to all. Yeah. Hollywood guy is saying, what's your favorite underrated horror movie? Mine is The Burning. It's good. Well, I'll tell you what, Hollywood guy, and this isn't a cop-out, but Friday night our stream was all about underrated horror, and I gave my picks. Well, everyone on the panel gave picks. Check that out, because there's quite a few, so I'm not trying to avoid that, but there's quite a few, and Hush was one of the ones we talked about. I think it's super underrated. Hollywood guy saying mine is The Burning. It's good, a fun horror movie. The Burning, well, I don't know if I would say, well, The Burning is difficult because I don't think of it as underrated, but part of that is because I'm so entrenched in the horror community, and most people that I know of in the community are fans of The Burning, or they've heard of it, or there's respect for it, right? So I don't think of it as underrated, but it's definitely, as time has gone on, like the younger fans, they may not know much about it or have that strong connection to it like we do. So, but it's great. Chrissy talking about Dark Ride is underrated but horrible at the same time. We talked about Dark Ride. Holy crap. You're one of the few people I've ever seen even mention it or name drop it. When we did that stream, people were like, what movie are you talking about? Check that out. Dark Ride. We did that for Slasher Movie Club. It's probably been well over a year, maybe even a year and a half since we've talked about it. But yeah, that was it. It was a good one. It was a good one. Yeah. Neil said I get a 30-minute warning notification and then a starting notification 45 minutes later because Night is always late. Hey, I'll be honest. We try to be on time, but it's funny because I've had this conversation. I won't say specifics, but Neil, you get this. Certain friends of mine, we have a few different friends that do this, that say, well, I'm always late. And I've said to myself, yeah, you are. Like, a few minutes is one thing, but 15, 20 is like, wow. But it is what it is, man. Like, when you're trying to do a live stream, so much is going on. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. But we try. Let's see. Mellow Mutant saying YouTube does send them late. That's what I've heard. I've heard that, which is too bad. It is too bad. Rachel's favorite underrated horror movie is probably Ginger Snaps. Ooh, that is a good one. That is a good one. I love that. It's a good pick. Very good pick. And Neil saying that Pet Sematary is one of King's scariest books. It does have a lot of, I could agree with that. That's a good choice. Yeah. Jack saying, speaking of, got to be up at 3 a.m. to study. Don't forget to just hit the like button, guys. Good night. Good night, Jack. See you later, man. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate it. Let's see. Julie saying that Pet Sematary is very scary. I didn't find it too scary, but maybe that's because I listened to the audiobook instead of reading it myself. That's interesting. I wonder what people do think of audiobook versus reading it. You know what I mean? That's an interesting point. I never really thought about it like that. Mellow Mutant saying, I think I've been around here for a month, maybe longer. Yeah, it's been about a month. Maybe, yeah, it has been a little bit longer, I think. But yeah, a lot of cool stuff, man. A lot of cool stuff, and we got a lot of big plans for this year. A lot of good stuff coming up. Chrissy saying, Sweet Alice is also very underrated. It is. I think we talked about that a little bit on Friday night as well. Yeah, absolutely. Jack saying, I watched The Burning for the first time last year. Wow. Oh my gosh. It's a good one. It's a classic to me. Let's see. Disturbing Behavior. That's a good one, Jamie. Yeah, I haven't seen that in a long time. Oh my gosh. I'll have to revisit that one. But yeah, I enjoyed that one. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Rachel's a fan of Disturbing Behavior as well. Yeah, I haven't seen that in so long. My gosh. Jeff coming in with The Hitcher. I like that movie. I don't know if you've done a movie watch on that one. It is a thrill ride movie. Listen, we did an episode on The Hitcher for Slasher Movie Club. It's probably been 3 months. We also did a watch party, Jeff. You've got to check it out, man. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. It was so much fun. We love The Hitcher. We love The Hitcher. Rutger Hauer, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Rest in peace to Rutger Hauer. We have taught, and I usually don't do this, but as far as talking about content that we haven't solidified yet, but we've talked about doing an episode on the remake of The Hitcher and maybe doing a watch party of that as well. So, if you guys have any thoughts on that, definitely let me know. But the original The Hitcher is a fantastic movie. Very underrated. Very underrated. So we were so happy to talk about it. Hollywood guy saying, I liked Crimson Peak, but that is not really horror. Yeah, you kind of, some people would say adjacent, or they would have different opinions on that. We have talked about, doing Crimson Peak. My brother is a huge fan of Crimson Peak. I was too. So that might be something that we do. Philip is still keeping track for us, man. This is crazy. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. 42 likes. Not bad. Yeah. Jamie saying, I thought the audiobook of American Psycho was much more disturbing than reading the words. Ooh. Yeah, I like that insight. I would assume that it would kind of be, varied from person to person. But I could imagine hearing it could be more disturbing. You know what I'm saying? Mellow Mutant saying, I love the community building and openness here. Same. I mean, we have a really cool community here. I'm really not only happy to be a part of it, but so proud of it, and it's something that is special. It really is special to me. Ginger Snaps is definitely top notch. Love it. Rachel saying, I would call it gothic horror. So that would be for Crimson Peak. I agree. Yeah. Mellow Mutant saying, I plan on joining memberships once I get my ducks in a row. Oh, well, we appreciate that. That's very kind. Well, definitely, whenever it's something that is doable, we understand that not everyone can do those types of things, and that's okay. Just having you guys here at the streams, watching the videos, sharing it out, helping out, and creating a community. I mean, this is a community, whether you're just a viewer or you come into a live stream every once in a while, or if you're here all the time. So we appreciate that, but it's a very kind thought. And thank you. Let's see. Chrissy saying, the town that dreaded sundown is criminally underrated. I can agree with that. You guys are coming up with some good movies here. I like it. in The Hitcher. Yeah, man. Julie saying, ooh, I love the OG Hitcher and the remake of The Hitcher as well. Sean Bean is awesome. No doubt. No friggin' doubt. Hollywood guy saying, I will add Joyride to that list too, but it's not horror. Great movie. It kept me on my seat. Yeah, Joyride, definitely. I was like, man, how is this going to end out? I love movies like that. I really do. I love movies like that. Gene is still on The Burning, saying, I would like a remake of The Burning if it's practical effects. Otherwise, like I said, leave my baby alone. Favorite horror of all time. And if destroyed, I will not be happy. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. Rachel saying a more recent release that I think is underrated is the Fear Street trilogy. Such a great trio of slashers, but I don't see a lot of people talking about them. Well, you know, Rachel, that's funny that you say that because, and especially Coriander. I haven't really talked about it too much with Kill, but Coriander and I, we watched it and even watched it with the little one. And we talked about talking about it. So it's maybe something that could be coming up soon. Or maybe if you'd like to talk about it, we could, have a discussion on that too. It was really good and it's very underrated. And you're right. I don't see a lot of people talking about it. So interesting stuff. Let's see. Julie. Candy cane. Yeah. It's a good one. Check out Joyride. Seriously. Check it out. It is a good one. Neil saying, I just rewatched The Den the other day. I'd say it's pretty underrated. Man, I haven't seen that in so long. I'm trying to think if that's the movie I'm thinking of. I'll have to look that up, Neil. If it's what I'm thinking of, I haven't seen that in a long time. You guys are coming up with some good stuff, man. Julie knows what it's about. Okay. Wow. All right. Melamutant saying, I think audiobooks are more disturbing to me because hearing has always been the scariest sense. Yeah. Me personally, I would think it could be scarier in general than reading it. But yeah. Neil. The dreaded sundown is Jason Voorhees' origin story. Oh my God. Yeah. I don't know about that. Philip saying, Neil. Philip saying one of the best things about the community is that we can all agree or disagree on something. Not fight or with fight like those on social media. Like we all get along and have different viewpoints and opinions. It's true. Yeah, I mean it's fun hearing other people's opinions, right? That's what makes this fun to me. Ben saying, got a jet, but I'm excited for the battle tomorrow night. Night. Y'all take care now. Catch you later, Ben. Take it easy, man. I'm about to head out here too. But thank you for being here. Seriously, it's been fun. This has been really, really fun. Yeah. Rachel saying, night, I would love to have a discussion with you and Coriander about Fear Street. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, we had talked about doing something, Rachel. So I will see if that's something that we can put together. That could be fun. Maybe divide it up into multiple, because there's 3 movies. I'll figure that out. And if you have any ideas, let me know too. You can send me a message or an email. But yeah, that'd be fun. I agree. Cool stuff. Yeah, everyone, is pretty respectful in general. And I think that's what makes this fun, to have these discussions about these movies. Some that we love, some that we don't. Different opinions on them. Everyone's got a favorite. So yeah, that's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. Vacancy. Good call. I haven't seen that in a while, but yeah. Vacancy is really good. And Gina's a fan of the remake of The Hitcher. That's cool. Yeah. The Wraith. Good call, Russell. Good call. It's a good one. I have to revisit that. I haven't seen it in a handful of years. Yep. All right. Well, guys, we're going to get ready to close this down. This has been a lot of fun. It really, it was great conversation, man. We were all over the place, but it was a lot of fun. But I'm glad that I did this. I'm glad that you guys had fun and were here. This was really, really cool. So we'll see if we can do something like this again soon. But definitely we'll be here tomorrow night, Tuesday night, 7:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we hope to see all of you guys here for Battle World. It's going to be a blast. Oh my God, I don't know what's going to happen. But hey, that's what it's all about. You don't know until you know. Glad you guys had fun. Seriously, I'm glad you had fun too, Rachel. Yes. The best time ever. Russell, you're too kind, man. But thank you. And I'm so glad that you guys had fun. Seriously. And good night to all of you guys. Seriously, you guys are all right. Thank you guys for starting my night off very, very well. Buenas noches. I love it. Thank you, Hollywood guys. Seriously, and all of you guys that have just been so supportive tonight and so supportive of each other. That's awesome. That's, right here. Much love to all of you guys. So we'll see you guys tomorrow night on Battle World. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace.